Hello everybody, welcome back for some more Cultic. I need to turn off my speakers because it's going to make noise. We're now in the mines, swinging our swords, our axe from side... Fuck! Mess up the joke, or it's too late. I messed up the joke. The joke's over! Abort joke! Abort launch. Beep. Now you're probably wondering, why don't you just hold full auto and shoot enemies that way? There's two reasons. One, I might accidentally hold it for too long, even though I could just one click and it's fine. Two, I think I look cooler when I shoot with a single shot, and plus it might actually be more accurate. Not 100% certain about that, but there's always a possibility. Hey, no throwing stuff. Hey, no throwing. No throwing in here, okay? This level is kind of a little lengthy. Not too bad. But there are little bits and pieces here that I would argue that's just like, oh, here we go again with this crap. You know. It's got a little length to it. But it only has 4 secrets, which is not too bad. But even then still. Sometimes, you know, with these games, a lot of the time you can kind of tell how long a level is just based on how many secrets they have. But this one, I feel like it's a little bit of a trickier one where it's like, it might be short. But then you play it and you're like, it's got a little bit of length. Not super long, but you'll see. You'll all see. Nah, it's not terrible. I just remember getting kind of stuck on a few parts. As in, like, I kept dying on, like, bridge sections. This is also, like, a fork in the road type thing where I believe that both ways technically go out to the same direction. I missed that shot. I kind of want it back. I missed it, now I want it back. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, nice try. I could go that way, but we'll go down the other way, and I'll go ahead and just patch up whatever health I have. By the way, to get more health, you have to essentially... Let's see, increased capacity. I don't really need it that bad. I never upgrade this whatsoever. Like, I just never feel like I need to. It's, like I said, it's usually the shotgun I upgrade, or... I could do spread. No. We're gonna do damage. We're gonna do damage and probably just have that just be the only shotgun upgrades I need. Because, like, having more knockback just doesn't... I feel like it doesn't really bode very well. Especially for, like, both parties. So... Just saying. But yeah, this part right here, I, for some reason, remember either getting lost my first time, which is weird to say that, or something happened. I don't remember. I remember having slight trouble, I think, when I first played. Maybe it might have been when I was playing on Extreme. Not sure. Speaking of funny things that happened, so when I was doing my commentary for my God Hand guide, I was in stage 7-1, which is like a desert level, and I wasn't sure if, like, there's set demon spawns or not. I think there probably might be at this point. And I mentioned, like, there was a run I had where I actually had both a orange demon and a blue trident demon spawn in one level. And I was like, that was funny, but you guys probably won't believe it because you can't see it here. Well, I didn't say it like that, but, you know, I was like... Basically, I was like, I don't remember if that even... even I was like, I don't know if that even happened. And then, lo and behold, in that same video it happened. I'm like, oh my god, there it is. Alright, so we have a new introduction of a new enemy type, and it's essentially a armored enemy, which, of course, it's a freaking... It's a retro FPS, you're going to have those. By the way, shield enemies, they are pretty easy to take out with lever action. That's what I recommend using. Basically, just when you're fighting a shield enemy, just aim for the head with the lever action, and it should just be enough to take him down. I could also upgrade the capacity to lever. Upgrade the capacity of the lever. God, I can't speak. Where are you hiding at, asswipe? You know, you're not a very good ghost when I can tell that you're there before I see you. It'd be a lot more spookier if you just... If you did that. That's pretty spooky, because now I have to restart my whole checkpoint over again. I think the reason why the game has a hard time running is sometimes because, like, I think if you don't have it open, like, long enough, it just, for some reason, just has a harder time loading, I guess. From what it seems like it's been doing recently, it kind of gives me that feeling. Oh, yeah, I should explain that health system thing I was going to explain, right? So, basically, whenever you... How the hell with this shit? Die. The hell with it. Just have fun with this. I got plenty enough, I'll get more. Somebody blew up. When you get max health, and you collect the health that goes over your max, it goes into your basically your med pack pool. So, that's how that works. There you go. I explained it in one go. You don't have to ask more questions. Nobody asked, but, you know, I might as well just say it now. For those that don't play Cultic, now you know. And knowing is half the battle. And don't worry, I'm not making fun of you. A lot of the time when I speak, I feel like I have a tone where it sounds like I'm angry about everything, but I think that just kind of came with the territory. You know, being a Let's Player and being an entertainer, I guess you could say, at the very least. I like to, quote-unquote, rage, even though a lot of the time it's just more so exaggerated. There are times where I have actually raged, and you'll know, because I'll usually sometimes say, I'm actually pissed, you know, or something along those lines. But a lot of the time, I like to just kind of exaggerate it a little bit, because I think that can be kind of funny. I don't need to go to the extent of Markiplier, I guess, but still. Because you are a Markiplier. Did I get both? Absolutely. Very good. The other thing that sucks about lever action, it's just more of a consequence compared to the benefit, is the simple fact that it has no ammo. And it's kind of hard to get ammo for that, too. Oh, yeah, you can grab barrels and take the explosive barrels, explodey barrels, and you could just take them with you. I could just do that. Alright, checkpoint, thank God. Alright, here we go. What the fuck? That was a surprise to see. Well, you know what? I don't like these ass wipes, so have fun. Yeah, I was gonna say I could throw a Molotov, but I don't think I'm stupid enough to try. Let's find out. Oh, it didn't work. Not only that, but you can't light it underwater anyway because, well, duh. That's how things work, genius. All right, who hit me? Because you're gonna answer for your crimes when I get up there and kick your ass. You know, I don't know how to work a Zoom call, but when I figure it out, I'm gonna kick your ass. Wait, why can't that go up anymore? What the fuck? I think it's doing one of those things where it just gets stuck. Door stuck. What the hell? What is this guy? I honestly thought that was a magazine for a sec. My brain is all fried. It's been fried for a long time. Why are there bubbles here? Well, speaking of which, there's items down below. That's just a hatchet. That's just a bunch of nothing. And my game is screen tearing, I guess, or something's going on. Something's happening with it. I don't know. Likes to do this from time to time. I don't know what's up with that. But yeah, I mentioned, I think in the last episode, that there's going to be some levels, or it might have been this, I think it was this episode, where I mentioned that there's going to be some levels that are going to piss me off later, and one of them is the asylum, and one of them is, I think, like, outside the asylum. We have to snipe dudes. The game, even though I feel like it doesn't get, like, extremely hard, which Chapter 2 probably could pull off, and I still have yet to play Interlude, so who knows. That could be hard, too. I might still consider doing that as part of this Let's Play, but I'll be blind, and then I'll probably just play Chapter 2 and maybe come back and do it later. Or at the very least, just beat Chapter 1, just call that a Let's Play, like I said. Okay. To be fair, the zombies do have to get close enough to hit, like, if they're gonna... Hello. If they're gonna stand there, I mean, yeah, they might as well just take it. Damn it. I tried. Damn, not here. What the fu- How are you still alive? I threw... Okay, so yeah, these armored submachine gun guys suck massive ass. They're not fun to fight. Yeah, there you go. That's all you need to know. Go down that way and get shot. That's what happens. Because there's basically a turret. This is where TNT comes in handy. Or if you're a smooth, quick draw McGraw shot like I am, you ain't got to worry about that now, do you? Whip out your shotgun because, well, this in close quarters is not going to be your friend in here. Why am I firing off both shots? Or one shot at once? Just fucking blow off both. Blow off both dudes. It just works that way. You know, if you got a couple guys, you know, they got two dicks. Well, they have one dick each. Just blow them both. Easy. You can't fit all that in your mouth? I mean, come on. You're just not trying hard enough, that's all. Need some experience underneath your belt. This place is basically a maze, but it's not that bad. You can kind of figure it out for the most part. Of course, watch out for these ass wipes. Let them set on fire. And just like Blood, the game, setting enemies on fire is actually pretty damn good. Because it just practically insta-kills enemies. It's crazy. It's a thing that both this game and that game do. Even though this game is very, very obviously heavily inspired by games that came before it. And I just want to let everybody know there is nothing wrong with that, and I love this game for it. Look, I don't have a problem with games being inspired by stuff, because I get inspired by stuff too all the time. You know, it happens. I have no qualms against it. I just don't want it to be dead-ass, pretty much just, like, basically the same thing. This is going to sound mean, but I think that content warning being kind of just... It is different in its own right. It's different in its own right. I would probably argue it's because I kind of fell off Lethal Company that this problem sort of kind of happened with me, where I never played content warning, okay? So keep that in mind. I never played it, but I didn't really have an interest in playing it either. Because for me, at the time, it's like, well, I already played Lethal Company. I got tired of it. Because, like, people just always wanted to play it, and I just got bored of it. So, now that I'm bored of that, I don't have much interest in this new game that basically plays about the same way, or it seems like it is the same functional thing. But then Repo comes out, and that one looks kind of fun. But of course, once again, it's like it's better with people. And I could, in all technicality, find people to play it with, but I'm just so tired of just Lethal Company and that type of multiplayer stuff anyway. I don't know. I'm not really a big multiplayer guy unless it's local. That's typically my thing. Like, I'm a fighting game person, right? I'd rather be playing fighting games, not online, but in the same room, on the same couch. You know what I mean? That's my cup of tea. And what sucks is, like, my other brother that isn't... The one... I call him the other brother because he's not a regular on the channel. He's a big multiplayer type guy. Like, he wants to play Peak with people. He wants to play this with people. Not Cultic, but just, like, Peak, Lethal Company, whatever. Like, that's pretty much just all he plays, like Fortnite and all those. And for me and my main brother that shows up on the channel, we're more akin to the single-player local multiplayer type. Like, that's what we both kind of are. We both kind of prefer... Like, if we're going to play multiplayer, we kind of like playing together. Like, Mario Party, you know, like, in the same room type thing. Not that I have anything really against online multiplayer stuff. It's just a thing that I kind of fell out of. Because, like, every goddamn time I had a multiplayer game I liked, it just disappears. So, I gave up on even trying to like a multiplayer game again. As stupid as that sounds, I have proof. So, the first proof was I used to play COD, of course, like everybody did, you know. That's not the main thing I want to talk about. I used to play Uncharted 3 online, and I mean, like, I played it a lot. Like, way more than I played COD Black Ops. No doubt. That was, like, my thing, right? And I got my friend into it back then, too, and we both, like, he got good, and, well, at the time, I was pretty okay. But we got good together, and it was so fucking awesome. I got to play with my friend online together, and we were cool, we were dominating, you know, we were, you know, better, we had good KDR, you know, that kind of thing. And that game gets freaking shut down. And it's, well, actually, before it got shut down, there was that whole free-to-play mechanic thing where you can get to like level 15 only, but you can play the game for free. And there's this new hat mechanic. We used to call them hats. If you wore a hat, we used to call you a hat. That's what we used to call you, because we knew what you were doing. You were using treasure weapons that gave you like stat boost on weapons that gave you no consequences whatsoever. Some weapons do have consequences, but here's that bridge thing I'm probably referencing that I hate, most likely. But yeah, either way, it sucks it went down, and at the same time, while playing Uncharted 3, we also eventually found our way into playing Resistance 3, which came out, I think, the same year, 2011. And I pre-ordered Resistance 3, and loved it, loved the campaign, and I got him to buy it too, and he also loved playing multiplayer with me. And it was just like one of those, like, if we're not playing Uncharted, let's go play some Resistance or whatever, right? Or maybe every once in a while some Minecraft or something along those lines. Whatever it could be. But typically it always seemed like Resistance and Uncharted were like the big things. And I remember back then, he Skyped me and he's like, alright, I want you to make a decision for me. Should I get Uncharted 3 or Battlefield 3? And I made the best decision of my life. I told him, hey, I don't know why. Well, I don't know exactly what I said, but it's just like, in my heart of hearts, something was telling me Uncharted 3 would be more fun. Like, Battlefield would probably just get boring after a while. Like, I liked Battlefield 3. It was my favorite. I loved Metro 24/7. Still love Metro 24/7. But, unfortunately, that thing is basically just gone and kind of hard to find that anyway. Regardless, you know, I liked it enough, but it never felt like it'd be a good co-op thing to really kind of play together, I guess. And yeah, like I said, I made the right decision. I made the right call. We got Uncharted 3, and it was awesome. I think there was a game that he got me into, but I can't dead offhand remember what it was. And that's going to bother me. Because usually when it comes to multiplayer stuff, I usually just end up trying to get other people into it, because like I'm kind of harder to, I guess, find an interest in most multiplayer stuff sometimes, so I don't know. Oh, he got me into Grand Chase. That's what it was. It might not seem like it, but we both loved Grand Chase and Elsword. Well, I liked Grand Chase more, and then I kind of fell off that. He also got me into League for a little bit, but the community pissed me off, so I kind of left that. And well, that's basically the end of that story, I guess. At that point, there's no reason to tell it anymore, because it's just I quit in like 2014. I started up League, I think, in like 2012, and then I quit around like 2014. So I gave him my account to play on, because he wanted to go level up again, and I'm like, here, just play on mine, and what have you. I'm doing terribly here. I should not be doing what I'm doing. It works, but it's not really the best idea. We need to go that way. I'm just checking for things. Yeah, and Resistance 3 also shut down, and I played Crysis 2 a little bit. Not like a whole lot, but I played it a little bit, and loved it. And I got him to try out the multiplayer beta for 3. And we thought it was neat, but nobody bought it. You know, neither me or my friend bought it, so that was already kind of like, not really like a fluke, but just more so like, we just didn't decide to buy it. That's pretty much just the end of that story. There's nothing really else to tell about that one. And God forbid, I don't think I can get anybody into Dead Space 3. I don't think that's going to happen. I played Dead Space 2 multiplayer, though. Loved it back then, and, well, that's gone, too. Oh, and, we did get into Overwatch, actually. And Overwatch is not dead, but I did mention there was, like, multiple games that I played that I liked that are just gone. And, I guess you could say they were kind of bigger of my cup of tea, I guess. Uncharted 3, Resistance 3, and then, surprisingly enough, it was getting big for me for a little while. It got big. I did streams of it, too. That would be none other than Gundam Evolution. And, of course, they shut it the hell down, and it's gone. And it's gone. So, Imagine my surprise when I find out that apparently it didn't make enough money. I never spent a fucking dime on that game. Why would I? But that's not the problem. The problem is fucking Namco and their cheap, or Bandai Namco and their cheap bullshit. Like, oh, fuck you guys. You didn't spend enough money on our thing, even though it had a pretty strong player base. But you know what? Fuck you, I guess. I think they just wanted an excuse to get rid of it for some reason. I don't know why. I don't get it. And it sucks, too. I loved Gundam Evolution, man. I loved it. I got good at it. Like, I got good at just the regular Gundam. You know? And, well, the main guy Gundam. I got pretty okay. And it just pisses me off that it's just gone. Anyway, we don't have everything. We missed one secret and whatever. And that's the end of the level. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time for some more Cultic. And, of course, as always, take care, everybody.